Okay, so here's my tutorial on how I make my beaded spiders. I kind of wing it as far as what it's going to look like. I just keep an assortment of beads around me. But this one is going to be black and yellow and gold, kind of. So this is the body of the spider. And then this crystal bead is the head. And so with it being so open here, the hole, I like to use one of these little, I call them end caps. I don't know what it really is called. So I put that on this little pin that has the circle on the end first. And then put this on here. See if it works with it. If not, we'll have to get a smaller one. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so then I just have to find one that matches that. Actually, I would like to do more like of an Aztec. Maybe a smaller one. Yeah. I'm going to try and do the video as quickly as I can, but I don't know how to edit and all of that, so we're just going to see how it goes. Alright, so I think that's better. Oh yeah, that's definitely better. So I'm using gold findings and the gold wire, but I don't have gold wire for the legs, but that gets covered up anyway, so it's no big deal for me anyway. Alright, so then I put another one of the little caps, and then I also like to have a cap for the head, so I do it again and then put the head. And so this is going to be a pretty big spider, so that's how that looks. And then I need one more end cap, so I'm going to make a little bit of a mess here trying to hurry, but get it done. Just lost the one I was looking for. So probably should have found all of this ahead of time. Alright. Star. Alright, that's what we got. Okay, so then I take this little crimper. So I used to bend it at the end and then take this little tool right here and wrap it around and around, but then I got this handy dandy thing that you just put it through here like that, and then, whoops, crimp it. I don't know if I'm gonna like this spider. His head's really big, but we'll go ahead and make him. I've never done one with his head that big, but alright, so then that goes in there and it makes the loop like that, and it's going to be a little bit loose, so let me tighten that up a little bit. Not a very good video maker, sorry. Okay, so I like to leave a little bit of space in between the head and the body, so it looks like that. And then I take the wire, as soon as I find it. Alright, so this is the wire that I'm using, and unfortunately I got it at a thrift store and it doesn't have the thickness of it, but I can tell you it is, let's see, alright, so it's thicker than the 26. 26 is really tiny. I'm going to go with its 22. Let's see. Alright, so this is 24, so it's definitely smaller. I really think that it's 22, but it's pretty sturdy. I mean, it stands up by itself, and you know, it's not going to just bend over. You can make it bend, obviously. So that's what I use. And then I don't measure it. I just make it about as long as I think it needs to be for the legs. And I do 4 of those. I hope this video is not too long to go in on that page. Alright, I won't make you watch the whole thing. I'll just get you started. And everybody does things differently, so if you see me do something a different way, you totally do it however you want to, but I make these every day and I sell them every day and I have orders for them every day. So somebody likes them made like this. All right, so then I take two and I line them up and then bring the two ends together like that. Go like this, and then I take this tool and clamp it here, and that just makes it easier for it to go around the little head pin. That way I don't have to fight so much to get it on there. So then I hold it like that, and I put it in between these two findings, the end caps, and then so there they are like this, right? And then I just switch them over and twist them, and I pull really hard, and I get them in line. So, and I do it like this so that the front legs and the back legs are going in the right direction. I've tried it where I do all four at the same time, and then the legs are just so bunched up and they can't really, they don't go the right way. So I just do it like this. Okay, and then take this and smoosh it down so it looks like that. Then I just put my fingernail there. Okay, so on this one I twisted it so that it's twisted up to here. So now I'm gonna put it, oops, I need more hands. I'm gonna put it over so that the twist is on the bottom, if that makes any sense. Now my legs come apart here. Get back on there. All right, so then I pull that down and then twist on the bottom. And then I like to take these pliers and I grab a hold of the two that go together and I pull real tight just to make sure they're on there good. Okay, so now you can see, like, oops, let's get this on the right way, straighten it up. You can see that the front legs that I put on are definitely separate from the back legs, so that just makes it easier. All right, so I don't tighten this down until I get all the beads on, because the beads are going to tighten things up on their own. All right, so what I do is I put the legs, figure out where they're gonna go, and then I use this jewelry glue. It says jewelry and metal, but I 100% believe that it is just super glue, because that's exactly what it smells like. And it takes a while for it to dry, even though it says quick drying. But as soon as it touches your skin, it dries immediately. So I 100% believe that this stuff is super glue. So I just put a little bit there, just for good measure. Oh, this is the rapid dry. This isn't even the right one. I don't know where that's at. Yeah, my desk is a mess because I'm also doing junk journals at the same time. So anyway, we're just going to put, I was using this before, but the smell is so horrendous that I stopped using it. Yeah, that's no good. Whew, smelly. All right, so then I'll just use a little piece of one of my legs that I did before. And that just keeps everything where it needs to be. All right, so in order to do the legs, I figure out the first one, and then after that, it goes pretty quick. So the first one's the one that takes the longest. And I always do small beads first so that they don't get cramped, and then I go out from there. So my first beads are going to be, where are they? Here they are. These yellow seed beads. And I usually do, I don't know, 3 to 5. It depends on how it looks once it's on there. So I gotta make myself a little, I'll do it down here. Don't judge me for not being organized, because that I am not. I am a crafter. Okay. So then, it's not going to be dry yet, so I'm not going to stick my fingers in it. And I start with the front, and I just put, oops. Let's see. A couple on there. See what it looks like after 3. Okay, So it's got the 3 beads, seed beads on it, and I push them all the way down. And I think 3 is going to be enough. So I'm going to leave it at that. Then the next bead I'm going to do, let's see, we have these. Those. And let's see, what was these black ones. All right, so we're going to do a step up from the seed bead. I don't know what that bead is called, but you'll see when I put it on here the difference in size. So I did 3 and then 1, and then I'm going to do these new beads that I just got at Hobby Lobby. Okay. All right, so I like to do a fat bead closer to the body, and that gives it its nice chunky look. And I like to point the thin end when it's a teardrop towards the feet. So look how pretty that already looks, right? So then I go with another black bead. And then I'm going to do one of these little, I don't know the names of them. So there's that. I'm going to do that. Oops. Get on there. And then I'm just, from there, I kind of eyeball it and think, you know, what's the next step? And let's see. Should have waited for that to dry. I'm trying to decide, are we going to put any findings on it, or are we just going to let it be what it is? And I think, let's see. Let's do black. That's a good idea. So we're going to do yellow and then black. And let's see. Couple yellow seed beads. Oops. It'll help if they go on there. Okay, so see how that's looking. And if you don't like it, you just take it apart. But so far, that's pretty. All right, then we're going to go with another black one. Oops, chunky one. We're going to call it a chunky bead. Yep, I like that. And then, what is that? Does anybody know what that bead is called? Because I don't. All right. So we'll do that again. I like that. And then seed bead. Also, I don't like to make my legs very long, because then it starts to kind of look like a daddy long leg. But let's see. Okay, so then I have 3 seed beads, and then I'm gonna go yellow. Let's see how that's gonna look. And well, let's do orange because his head looks a little bit on the orange side. I like that. All right, hold on, and I'll show you guys. All right, so there it is. That's the leg. All right, so obviously what's left is pretty long. So I'm going to clip it off about halfway. Now, I've seen people just loop it once with this, but I like to go like 4 or 5 times just because it is wire and things happen, and I don't ever want it to come untwisted and all the beads come crashing to the floor. So let's get it straightened out here. All right, so there's his first leg. All right, so I'm going to see if I can pause this, and I'll come back when I have more done. Okay, so just a quick check-in. I have 2 legs left to do, but that's what she's looking like now. And there's the underneath. And by doing the legs, like I said, first you wrap 2 wires and then the other 2, then the front legs and the back legs all go in the right places. Like I like to have the front legs underneath of her, and then these kind of come out a little bit more, and then these will come out up, but then the back legs are kind of lower. So it seems like it lays better like that. So I'll be back when I get the other legs done. Okay, so she's finished, and find a way to hold her. That's what she looks like. All right, so from there, I take, where's my pliers? Take my pliers and I get a little jump ring. And just choose whatever size you want. Because she's a little bit of a bigger girl, I'm going to give her some chunkiness. Oops. And I'm going to put this, you can either hang it from her front feet or you can hang it from her head like that. So typically if I'm going to use a smaller crystal, I'll hang it from here, but because the crystal I'm using is a little bit bigger, I'm going to go ahead and loop through her hands or her feet or legs or whatever you want to call them. Twist it a little bit. Get that one on there. And then just kind of get it going the right way. And I'll show you guys in 1 second. Okay, so there's the jump ring attached to her legs. And you might have to readjust because sometimes when you're curling the legs, the wire, then they get twisted. All right, so these are the crystals that I'm using. They are Swarovski crystals off of something else that I had forever ago. And sorry for my arm in front of you guys. I'm just gonna cut this off. And okay, so I grab that and then I get another one of these little pins that has the loop on the end. And I'm going to use these little ends here. I'll show you. So it looks like that. And then one here. And then I'm going to use my handy dandy little loop maker. I'm going to see if I can show this to you guys. So this thing I got in a box full of stuff I bought from somebody. So I got it really cheap. But at Hobby Lobby, it's like $25. So you just put it through there. And then there's a little hole on the end. And you hold it as still as you can. Whoops, hard to do showing you guys. Okay, so it goes like that. And then you just crimp it and it cuts the wire and it makes the loop. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Kind of hard to. So then the loop is already made. So sometimes you got to just twist it a little tiny bit more. All right. So there I have that. And I'm going to get one more little jump ring just to add dangle to it. I always misplace my things. If you guys could only see my whole work area, you would be ashamed of me as a crafter. So, okay, so I have another jump ring. I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to loop it to the one that's on her arms. And close it. Okay, so there she is. Now I have fishing line, and I saw somebody asking what gauge fishing line do people use. I don't know. I think pretty much anything's gonna work. These things aren't very heavy, so you can't see that, I don't think, but I mean, I don't know if I would try to catch a bass on it, but I think that it's good enough to hang a spire. All right. And then I used to put a jump ring here, but then when you close a jump ring, there's that one little tiny bit of it that never completely closes, and the fishing line can come off of that. So this loop that was already there is facing down where it comes together, so it won't come apart. So I like to tie 3 little knots just to be on the safe side. And there we go. So for anybody, I see people asking how much do you sell them for? I personally sell them for $20 a piece. No one has a problem with that. When I sell them to a store, I sell them for $10, and then they can sell them for whatever they want to. So that's just so that they can make a profit. All right, let's get her straightened out here. All right. And there she is, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any of those out there. This is a 20-minute video. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to watch that, but there it is. So, thank you for watching.